issue, and every gay person is different. And I think that to speak the church, the black church or white church or any kind of church you want to call it, are all the same is totally. I'm okay because I never told you I was perfect. I never put down nobody. I got my own flaws and my own faults, but
T.D. Jakes has always been a pillar of faith and power, but his world is now unraveling. New footage from Dady's party has surfaced, showing far more than anyone expected. Following a recent arrest, startling revelations about the two men's relationship are coming to light, and it's left T.D. Jakes scrambling for answers. What happened behind the scenes? And why is the preacher suddenly in a panic? Watch this video to uncover the secrets and hidden connections that are now threatening to drag T.D. Jakes into a scandal he may never recover from. But before we step into the current situation that has left T.D. Jakes facing even more public attention, we need to take a moment to understand the history between these two influential figures. T.D. Jakes and Dady's relationship. Their relationship dates back over a decade, with signs of their bond becoming publicly noticeable in 2010. That was when Dady first began sharing T.D. Jakes' spiritual messages with his audience. For some, it seemed unusual for a hip-hop mogul like Dady, known for his lavish lifestyle and high-profile parties, to align himself with a renowned Christian bishop. Yet, it was clear that Dady found value in T.D. Jakes' teachings, and the two seemed to form a unique bond. By 2022, their association was even more public. T.D. Jakes partnered with Dady's Revolt TV network for a series called Kingdom Culture with T.D. Jakes. The show allowed T.D. Jakes to expand his ministry beyond traditional religious spaces and into mainstream media, reaching a broader audience. Their relationship became more pronounced when Dady personally referred to T.D. Jakes by name during his acceptance speech for the BET Lifetime Achievement Award. They also began attending each other's high-profile events, including birthday parties, adding a social dimension to their bond. However, this connection has not come without its challenges. T.D. Jakes has often faced questions about his affiliation with Dady, particularly when the media spotlighted their relationship. One such moment that fueled criticism was T.D. Jakes' attendance at Dady's 53rd birthday party in Los Angeles in 2022. A video of the bishop at the party surfaced, causing some members of the Christian community to question whether it was appropriate for him to be there. Given Dady's well-known penchant for extravagant, sometimes raunchy parties, many people questioned the optics of T.D. Jakes' presence. Why would a man of God be at such an event? Derek Williams, executive vice president of T.D. Jakes Entertainment, tried to clarify the situation by stating that T.D. Jakes' appearance at the party was brief and that they were in town for business. According to Williams, the bishop only stopped by out of respect for Dady, as the former chairman of Revolt. Williams further emphasized that this was the only party thrown by Dady that T.D. Jakes had ever attended, attempting to downplay the controversy surrounding the video. Despite these explanations, the event only fueled more questions and criticisms. As a public figure, every move T.D. Jakes makes is scrutinized, especially when it appears to blur the lines between faith and secular lifestyles. Then came the lawsuits, which pushed T.D. Jakes into even murkier waters. In March 2023, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a Christian music producer, filed a lawsuit that referenced T.D. Jakes' connection to Dady. In the lawsuit, it was alleged that Dady had planned to use his relationship with T.D. Jakes to manage the fallout from the high-profile legal battle he was facing involving Cassie Ventura, Dady's former partner. Cassie's lawsuit alleged a number of serious claims against Dady, which only intensified the public scrutiny surrounding him. The lawsuit painted a troubling picture of Dady's behavior, detailing allegations of drug use, sexual misconduct, and other criminal activities at his homes. This added another layer of complexity to T.D. Jakes' relationship with Dady. While T.D. Jakes may have served as a spiritual advisor to Diddy at one point, the media began to question whether his involvement with the hip-hop mogul had gone too far. Was T.D. Jakes unknowingly or even willingly being leveraged by Diddy to soften the blow of these accusations? While there has been no confirmation of T.D. Jakes' active involvement in any of Diddy's legal battles, the mere suggestion that Diddy might have planned to use T.D. Jakes' influence sparked intense media speculation. Once again, T.D. Jakes found himself at the center of a controversy not of his making, but one that put his relationship with Diddy under a harsh spotlight. The scrutiny reached its peak in late 2023, when T.D. Jakes was caught up in another wave of allegations related to Diddy's parties. This time, the rumors took an even darker turn. Unverified claims began circulating online, alleging that T.D. Jakes had engaged in inappropriate behavior at Diddy's gatherings. The allegations were sensationalized, with some social media users claiming that T.D. Jakes had participated in sexual misconduct at Diddy's events. These claims spread like wildfire, particularly on platforms like TikTok and YouTube. The rumors were entirely unsubstantiated, but they quickly became a focal point of online discussion. T.D. Jakes, a man of faith with a massive global following, now found himself having to publicly address these scandalous accusations. In a Christmas Eve sermon that was streamed online, T.D. Jakes firmly denied the rumors. He made it clear that he would not allow the allegations to take away from his message of faith, nor would he let them distract him from his calling. In his sermon, T.D. Jakes called out the liars spreading false information and pointed out that even if the worst were true, all he would need to do is repent sincerely. However, he was adamant that there was no need for repentance because the rumors were baseless. T.D. Jakes reiterated his trust in his faith and the power of God, emphasizing that he wasn't going to let lies derail him from his mission. He told his congregation not to worry about him, assuring them that he was fine and that they should focus on giving praise to God. To make matters worse, reports emerged that some of the viral videos implicating T.D. Jakes had been manipulated through artificial intelligence. NBC News reported that several of these videos used AI-generated content to make it appear as though T.D. Jakes had been involved in scandalous behavior, further muddying the waters and spreading misinformation. T.D. Jakes' team responded by condemning the false claims and reiterating that the bishop had no connection to the allegations against Diddy. They pointed out that these AI-generated videos were part of a larger trend of misinformation that was targeting public figures, using doctored footage to tarnish their reputations. Despite T.D. Jakes' firm denials, the situation remains tense. The allegations, even though unproven, have had a lasting impact on his public image. His relationship with Diddy, once seen as a strategic partnership for spreading his message, is now viewed by some as a liability. Diddy's arrest. The situation surrounding Diddy's legal troubles has grown increasingly complex, and it has caused ripples across various sectors, including the circles T.D. Jakes moves in. One of the most controversial incidents involved the violent altercation in 1999 between Diddy and Steve Stoute, Nas's former manager. Diddy, who had recently been depicted in Nas's music video in a controversial scene, became enraged after seeing the final cut. In response, he stormed into Stoute's office, accompanied by two others, and physically attacked him. Stoute later filed a lawsuit, and Diddy eventually settled for $500,000. While Diddy escaped serious legal consequences from this incident, it laid the groundwork for the public's awareness of his temper and impulsiveness. This incident was only a prelude to the series of escalating events in Diddy's life that would go on to raise questions about his character and decision-making. Later in the same year, in December 1999, Diddy found himself in another serious altercation, this time at a Manhattan nightclub. During the evening, gunfire erupted following an argument, and Diddy, along with his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shine, were at the center of the controversy. Diddy was arrested on weapons charges, accused of offering his driver money to claim ownership of a gun found at the scene. Despite the highly publicized trial and the weight of the accusations, Diddy managed to escape legal repercussions yet again, being found not guilty on all charges. His protege Shine, however, was not as fortunate, as he was convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison. The aftermath of this event saw the end of Diddy's relationship with Lopez, and it further proved his reputation for being connected to controversial incidents involving violence. The constant media scrutiny surrounding Diddy's life did not stop with these high-profile legal battles. In 2001, he was arrested again, this time for driving with a suspended license in Florida. Though this incident seemed minor in comparison to his previous legal entanglements, it added to the perception that Diddy often found himself at odds with the law. It wasn't just his legal troubles that drew attention. His business practices also faced public scrutiny. In 2003, the National Labor Committee accused factories producing Diddy's Sean John clothing line of violating labor laws in Honduras. The accusations painted a picture of poor working conditions, including allegations of forced overtime, low wages, and body searches. Diddy responded with an investigation into the claims, and after pressure from various organizations, improvements were made in the factories. Although he addressed these labor concerns, the incident reflected poorly on his oversight of his brand and business ventures. In addition to labor-related controversies, Diddy was embroiled in a legal dispute with Kirk Burroughs, who had helped establish Bad Boy Records. Kirk accused Diddy of using threats to force him to relinquish his shares in the company. However, this lawsuit, like many others that followed Diddy, was dismissed due to the statute of limitations. The pattern of lawsuits, accusations, and settlements surrounding Diddy has continued to haunt him, culminating in the recent developments that puzzled both the entertainment industry and religious communities alike. Perhaps the most disturbing accusations against Diddy emerged in 2023 when R&B singer Cassie, who had been involved with him both professionally and romantically, filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy of extensive abuse. According to Cassie's claims, Diddy introduced her to a dangerous and abusive lifestyle, involving violence, coercion, and control over her personal and professional life. Cassie alleged that their relationship, which began when she was just 19 and Diddy was 37, was marked by repeated instances of physical violence, including one particularly shocking incident in 2016. In that event, surveillance footage captured Diddy chasing Cassie down a hotel corridor in Los Angeles, violently attacking her outside an elevator. The footage corroborated parts of Cassie's lawsuit, which described Diddy as becoming enraged, intoxicated, and physically abusive during their relationship. While Diddy issued a public apology for his actions in the video, calling his behavior inexcusable, the incident further eroded his public image and led to an undisclosed settlement just one day after the lawsuit was filed. The most recent and explosive allegations, however, surfaced in September 2024, when Diddy was indicted on racketeering and sex trafficking charges. The indictment revealed shocking details of Diddy's alleged involvement in forcing individuals into compromising situations, including recorded sexual acts referred to as freakouts. Federal prosecutors accused Diddy of using his influence and power to exploit women, coercing them into fulfilling his desires through intimidation and manipulation. This arrest was a significant turning point in Diddy's life and career. The U.S. magistrate judge denied him bail, citing concerns about witness intimidation, even after his legal team offered a staggering $50 million bond. For now, Diddy remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, while he vehemently denies the charges and promises to fight for his name and reputation. Dady's repeated entanglements with the law and allegations of violence, misconduct, and manipulation have raised serious questions about the true nature of the man behind the empire. While he maintains his innocence, the legal battles he faces have painted a complex and troubling picture of a man whose actions continue to haunt him. The news of Dady's arrest and the severity of the charges have also sent ripples across various communities, including religious leaders like T.D. Jakes. The connection between the two might not be immediately obvious, but the intersection of celebrity, influence, and spirituality is one that T.D. Jakes has often treaded carefully. For someone like T.D. Jakes, whose message often centers around redemption, accountability, and faith, the revelations surrounding Dady presented a dilemma. The arrest and the nature of the allegations were hard to ignore, especially considering the weight of the evidence and the growing public scrutiny. As a spiritual leader, T.D. Jakes found himself in a position where he had to address the scandal, whether directly or indirectly, as members of his congregation and the wider public looked to him for guidance. Why T.D. Jakes may be panicking? Why might T.D. Jakes be panicking right now? The answer may lie in his association with Dady and the ongoing public scrutiny around Dady's controversial lifestyle and actions. While T.D. Jakes didn't explicitly name Dady during his recent address to his congregation, many connected his comments to the disturbing video of Dady allegedly abusing Cassie Ventura, his then-girlfriend. Dady's alleged abusive actions towards Ventura have sparked outrage, with megachurch pastor Jamal Bryant calling for Dady's arrest and demanding accountability for such behaviors. T.D. Jakes, who didn't go as far as to call for Dady's imprisonment, still condemned the disturbing behavior, saying it was difficult to watch the images of the abuse. In addressing this, T.D. Jakes noted that the footage evoked thoughts of his own daughters, expressing his anger and frustration at the situation. While T.D. Jakes didn't directly name Dady, the fact that he addressed the issue at all shows that he was aware of the growing public pressure to speak out on the matter. T.D. Jakes has long been a figure of moral leadership, and his voice holds significant weight in the religious and public spheres. But even as T.D. Jakes took a stand against abuse, he may now be caught up in a wider controversy. One of the key reasons for T.D. Jakes's possible panic is the revelation of his association with Dady. In a recent interview, American radio host and blogger Jason Lee claimed that T.D. Jakes was among the numerous celebrities who have attended Dady's infamous parties. Lee clarified that just because someone attended one of Dady's events doesn't mean they were involved in anything inappropriate. However, the mere mention of T.D. Jakes's name in this context has raised eyebrows and created a cloud of suspicion. Jason Lee listed numerous well-known figures who have attended Dady's parties, including celebrities like Jay-Z, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, and Beyoncé. He emphasized that these individuals were present at Dady's house, but not necessarily connected to any questionable behavior. Nonetheless, being associated with Dady during such a volatile time can create significant image problems for someone like T.D. Jakes, who has built his career on a foundation of morality, faith, and leadership. In addition to Lee's comments, there was a report from a Facebook user who allegedly shared a list of celebrities, including T.D. Jakes, who were supposedly present at Dady's controversial parties. While the legitimacy of the list is still uncertain, the association alone could be damaging, especially given the nature of the accusations against Dady. For T.D. Jakes, the timing of these revelations couldn't be worse. The pastor has worked tirelessly over decades to cultivate his image as a moral and spiritual leader. Being linked, even narrowly, to someone facing such serious allegations threatens to undermine the trust and respect he has built within his community. While Dady's actions are his own, The fact that T.D. Jakes' name is being associated with him raises questions about the pastor's involvement and judgment. Was T.D. Jakes aware of the more controversial aspects of Dady's lifestyle? What were his motivations for maintaining an association with the music mogul? Amid the scrutiny, T.D. Jakes has found support in people like Keon Henderson, founder of the Lighthouse Church and Ministries. Henderson has expressed unwavering loyalty to T.D. Jakes, defending him against the ongoing speculation. In an interview, Henderson discussed the deep personal bond he shares with T.D. Jakes, describing it as a father-son relationship. Henderson credited T.D. Jakes for being there for him during pivotal moments in his life, from closing real estate deals to personal milestones. Henderson also pointed out the public's tendency to focus on negativity. He argued that people dwell on scandal and controversy longer than necessary, which can lead to the unfair vilification of individuals like T.D. Jakes. Henderson made it clear that he would not let public opinion sway his loyalty to someone who had been good to him. Still, Henderson's staunch defense of T.D. Jakes highlights the gravity of the situation. When someone as close as Henderson feels the need to publicly stand by T.D. Jakes, it suggests that there is real concern about how this controversy could impact the pastor's reputation. Henderson's refusal to engage in speculation about T.D. Jakes' relationship with Diddy further suggests that the association is something T.D. Jakes' allies are cautious about discussing. Other T.D. Jakes controversies. While T.D. Jakes has built a reputation as one of the most influential preachers in the world, controversies have sometimes followed him, adding to the conversation about why he might be concerned about recent events tied to Diddy. One controversy that resurfaced recently involves a surprising connection between T.D. Jakes and Diddy. Rapper Mase, a former artist on Diddy's Bad Boy label, has had ongoing issues with Diddy for many years. Mase has long accused Diddy of withholding his publishing rights and not paying him fairly for his contributions. In a song titled Oracle 2, The Liberation of Mason Betha, Mase made a shocking allegation by claiming that Diddy had a deal with T.D. Jakes. He even hinted that this so-called deal was the reason Diddy never paid him. In the song, Mase rapped, "Diddy got a deal with T.D. Jakes, that's why he never paid me." This line raised eyebrows, suggesting some sort of secret agreement between the rapper and the preacher. The lyrics were vague, but they led to speculation about what this connection might entail. Was Mase accusing T.D. Jakes of being involved in the financial dispute between him and Diddy? Or was he implying that Diddy was using his association with T.D. Jakes to avoid settling his debt with Mase? While neither Diddy nor T.D. Jakes has publicly responded to this specific claim, the controversy stirred discussions. Some fans pointed to an incident in 2014 when Diddy donated $1 million to T.D. Jakes' church, the Potter's House. At the time, Diddy mentioned that he was inspired by T.D. Jakes' preaching and wanted to support his ministry. However, critics questioned whether the donation had ulterior motives, especially in light of Diddy's track record with artists like Mase. Could this donation have been part of the deal that Mase mentioned? The lack of clarification from either side only adds to the intrigue. It leaves the door open for speculation about what really went down between T.D. Jakes and Diddy behind the scenes. Another major controversy that rocked T.D. Jakes' public image was the arrest of his son, Jermaine Jakes, in 2009. Jermaine was arrested during a police sting operation in a Dallas park for allegedly soliciting gay sex from an undercover officer. The arrest made headlines because of T.D. Jakes' position as a prominent preacher and leader of one of the largest megachurches in the country. According to the arrest affidavit, Jermaine approached an undercover detective, exposed himself, and engaged in inappropriate behavior. The incident occurred just a few blocks away from T.D. Jakes' church, the Potter's House, adding further embarrassment to the situation. Although T.D. Jakes did not directly address his son's arrest in public, the scandal generated a lot of attention. Despite the controversy, T.D. Jakes remained focused on his church work and managed to maintain his following. However, this was undoubtedly a difficult period for the preacher, as the personal lives of his family members were thrust into the spotlight. Over the years, T.D. Jakes has also faced criticism over his financial dealings and lavish lifestyle. As the leader of one of the largest megachurches in the country, T.D. Jakes commands significant wealth. He is known for living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, driving luxury cars, and hosting high-profile events. While many of his followers see this as a sign of his success and blessings, others have criticized him for what they perceive as excess. Another issue that placed T.D. Jakes at the center of public debate was his stance on LGBTQ+ rights. In 2015, an interview sparked widespread speculation about whether T.D. Jakes had shifted his views on same-sex marriage. During the interview, T.D. Jakes used the words "evolved" and "evolving" to describe his approach to ministering to gay individuals. Some media outlets interpreted this as a softening of his stance on same-sex marriage, leading to headlines suggesting that T.D. Jakes had endorsed LGBTQ+ rights. However, T.D. Jakes was quick to clarify his position. He took to social media to assert that he had been misunderstood. In a statement posted on Facebook, he reiterated that he does not endorse same-sex marriage, but respects the legal rights of those who do. T.D. Jakes expressed surprise that his words had been manipulated and stressed that his views were rooted in Scripture and had not changed. With so much attention on these controversies, it's no wonder there's talk of T.D. Jakes potentially feeling the pressure. Whether or not there is any truth to the allegations, the constant spotlight on his personal and professional life could be a source of concern for the preacher, as he seeks to protect his reputation and the legacy of his ministry.